What's up, you guys? Today I wanted to talk to you about how we are using BRRRR analysis to determine if a property is a good deal to purchase or not. Now you might be asking yourself, what is BRRRR? Well, BRRRR stands for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. And it's a strategy used by real estate investors that allows them to pull back out the capital that they initially invested when buying a property. Now, let me show you an easy BRRRR calculator that I've been using to analyze deals.
Okay, so there are a lot of BRRRR calculators out there. With a simple Google search, I was able to find one that's free, completely free, which is great. I don't want to pay for one more service. It's under the website investformore.com. Basically, it's a little more complicated than some of the other investment calculators out there, such as the rent, the fix and flip, buy and hold. There's a few other ones out there. BiggerPockets actually has a great one. However, they do make you pay for it after you use up to 5 free report runs. So I've chosen, like I said, to go with the free report because I know I'm going to be running a lot of them. And you have to do that. So to find the best deal, you'll be running a lot of these reports. So basically, I guess I'll just run through here how I analyze my property deals. The tools that I use, I guess, are Zillow. You can use Zillow, Realtor.com, whichever website I guess is preferable in your area. The reason I like Zillow is because you will need to know the for sale price, obviously, and the mortgage calculator under this tab allows me to get all the information that I need, along with the for rent price. This is going to be used as part of the criteria for the BRRRR analysis, finding the rents in your area that you're looking, and the sold price. So the closed price on homes nearby will be the 3 different criteria that we're going to be using today. So let's get into it. So for today's purposes, I am just going to be picking a home, not one that I necessarily had my eye on, but I know this is in a decent area of my city, and it might have potential for a high return after renovation. So this property here specifically, it is listed for $200,000. Looks like it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square foot home. And what we'll do here, the first thing we need to know is the property sales price. So let's just enter $200,000. And like I said, the nice thing about Zillow is if you just scroll down here, get me out of the way here. If we scroll down here on the website, you can go to the monthly cost portion of the listing here, and then you can go under principal and interest. Drop this down, and this will be the default criteria based on the sales price of the home. So $200,000, 20% down, which is what we'll be looking to put down, will be a $40,000 down payment. So we're going to enter 40,000 here. That's one too many zeros. All right, and then it's asking us for closing costs and carrying costs. Now, typically closing costs are only from 3 to 5%. So if we did the math on that, let me just stupefy this for you and do the calculator. Let's just average a 3% closing cost, because it could be higher, it could be lower, but we'll kind of land right in the middle on the low side. Actually, let's go 4%. Since we want to be right in the middle. So that's $8,000 in just closing costs. But see here, it's adding carrying costs. So for a BRRRR property, we know that we're going to be taking time from the day of closing until we get tenants in, whether that's 1 month, 2 months, that's kind of up in the air, and that's all discretionary based on the amount of work that's needed once you get in and run a budget for the property. So for this example, let's just say it's 2 months. It's going to be a 2-month carrying cost. So let's add an extra 2,000, roughly that's $2,000 a month is what our mortgage is going to be. So let's add another 2,000 to that. So our total for carrying costs and down payment would be 10,000. It's the 8,000 closing costs plus $2,000 in carrying. So it's $10,000. What's up with me adding too many zeros here? I can't read. So next up, we will be including the cost of the repairs that we think are needed. So that's going to take a little bit of subjectiveness, and this all is going to get easier with more experience. The more you look at houses, the more you tour houses, the more renovations you do on your own and with contractors, you're going to get a better feel for what needs to be done. So if you're new to this whole BRRRR experience, don't feel bad. It is a little overwhelming, and the cost of renovations can be hard to estimate. And that's another video I think I'm going to make in the future. So anyways, for this example that I'm doing today, I'm just going to be looking at the property based on the photos only. Like I said, I have not toured this property. So just off the bat, it looks like the siding is in decent condition. Might need a little bit of repair down here. So the interior, probably going to be removing carpets. See, let's back up a little bit. Our main goal for a BRRRR property is to, once again, renovate it and increase the value enough to be able to pull out the money that we have invested. So that's the down payment and the renovation cost. So the whole BRRRR strategy is to minimize the amount of money that we leave in a property, all while cash flowing. So those two numbers are going to add up, and we're going to use those numbers to calculate our cash on cash return, which is very, very important when it comes to analyzing BRRRR properties. So anyways, it's $200,000 property. Probably going to do, let's just say, $20,000 worth of work by the time it comes to painting, ripping up carpet, flooring. It doesn't need a whole lot. It looks like maybe just some fresh carpet. Can peek in the kitchen here. It looks pretty good. I won't probably pull out these cabinets because I know it's going to be a rental. We might refinish them, paint them, put some new flooring in, put some can lights in, basically getting it to a rental quality at the same time investing money to improve the value. So may need some new appliances. I'm not sure. Like I said, we're just using an estimate. The bathroom here looks pretty good. Bedrooms, bathrooms, yeah. So, for this one, it's not really a full gut and remodel, so this might not have been the best example, but we'll run it anyways. So, like I said, I'm just going to estimate it's going to need about $20,000 worth of work just for this video here. Let's get some numbers in here. So for the after repair value, the AVR, this is a critical number that you will be getting from Zillow or your real estate website of choosing. All right, so let's just zoom out a little bit so we can see more houses. So what we're going to be doing is going to this top tab here and going sold. So this is actual homes that have sold and closed. You're not going to go off your tax, property value, or anything like that. That's all hypothetical, right? Prices of homes have inflated over the past year. So what we want to know is actual homes sold, because when we go to reappraise our BRRRR property, this is what the appraisers are going to use, is the homes in the near, probably within in a square mile of where you, half a square mile, even if you have a real dense area like this. So if we've got a couple good comparable homes, just a few blocks down, why not use those? So remember, ours is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. So we'll be primarily looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in the near area. So don't mind these because these are right on this lake. So we can't use these as comps because we don't have that lake frontage to go off of. So we'll kind of back up here. So here's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, a little bigger than ours, 270. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, smaller than ours, 230. 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a little bigger than ours, 225. So this is all hypothetical. This is for analyzing deals, so nothing's going to be real cut and dry. You're going to have to use some discretion here, and the more you do it, the better you will get at it. So don't feel bad if you really are just lost and don't know, which price to choose, because there are a wide spread here. I mean, I'm seeing a 430, all the way down to 200,000. So we're obviously not going to be using 200,000 as our after repair value. Now keep in mind, we're not going to be doing a full gut and rebuild, but I estimated about $20,000 for the renovation cost. So that's going to include everything. That's going to be me doing 95% of the work, because that's how you save money. That's how you get a good BRRRR deal. So anyways, back to the topic at hand. I'm just gonna pick 250 just to be safe. Here's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost same square footage. Let's see what this looks like. So here, you can even pull up the photos of these sold houses to see what it looked like, and that you can use that to gauge, what you think yours will be looking like post renovation. So it looks kind of the same, a little dated. Um, However, if we made ours nicer, more modern, more appealing, we might get a little better return on it. So let's just say conservatively, 250 just for this. All right, and then the monthly rent. Now we're going to go back to Zillow again and go back to this tab here and go for rent. We can zoom out a little bit and see if there are any current homes for sale in the area. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a little bit smaller. Again, you can click on it to see what kind of photos they're offering, to see if yours is going to be on par with it or not. This looks like it's apartment building, so it's not really going to be representative of ours, is because we're using a single family home. So let's get out of here. There's not much for rent around here. It doesn't look like. That's on the lake. So if you can't find a whole lot for rent, you're going to want to look probably in that same mile, maybe a little farther out. You got to think like a renter, right? If a renter wants to be in this neighborhood, they're going to stick pretty close to this neighborhood. And, they might be willing to pay quite a bit more to be here versus half mile over by the interstate. So rents are a little trickier because they're, pocket by pocket. So anyways, let's go back to rent or for sale. I'll show you a little trick Zillow actually does for you. It's right after the mortgage tab. So you have your estimated market value of the home. They think it's worth a little more. You've got taxes, you've got all the public information, you've got monthly cost, and then right below that, you've got rental value. So they've actually included a little hidden feature here for people that are going to be using this to analyze properties. So rent is just accumulating all of the local rents and kind of averaging them, I think. So this might not be the most accurate, but if you're having a hard time and you're stressing out about finding a rental value, this is a great way just to, no brainer, just plug it in. So I think I'm going to go with $1,600 a month just because I want to err on the side of a little more safety net when we're doing our analysis. So if we end up getting more, great. But if we get less, then at least we try to account for some of that. So $1,600 a month for rent, insurance and taxes. It's just a percentage of your ABR. So that's 1.5% is pretty normal. And this is a local rate that I got from my mortgage company. So 3.5 is, I think, pretty standard for my area for buying a second property or an investment property. So again, that's all pre-populated. Well, this isn't pre-populated. You'll have to choose the percentage rate you want. It defaults to like under 3, which is the only way you're going to get that rate is if it's a primary residence. That's your first home. So anyways, 30-year mortgage will be doing. Typically, banks for investment properties, when you refinance an investment property, they will only allow 75% loan to value ratio, meaning that you can only mortgage. If your property is worth $100,000, let's say after repair value, they're going to only borrow you $75,000 of that. So you won't be able to get that whole $100,000 of value out of it. So they just do that to cover themselves as far as foreclosures and whatnot. So people are more likely to default on a second property than they would be their primary residence. So anyways, 75%, that's a default number. Again, refinance closing costs, that's going to be a percentage of the ABR, so after repair value. So we went with 250,000 times 4%. Let's just say it's going to be $10,000. And again, these are just all made up, kind of not made up numbers, but they're rough numbers. Let's put them that way. They're rough. Okay, so now we get down to what it spits out at the end. So this is the good part. This is what tells you if it's a good deal or a bad deal. So anyways, for our home that we chose to do this analysis on, after repairs and everything, we're still going to have $52,500 in the property. So right off the bat, that doesn't look like such a great deal. Keep in mind, we invested $20,000 into repairs and $40,000 down payment of our own cash. Closing and carrying costs, that's another 10. So we've sunk $52,000 in it roughly. And then you've got closing costs again down here. That's 10,000. So all this is doing is it's got an algorithm. It's figuring out all these numbers you punched in and spitting out some information for you. So if we move down here, this is the monthly cash flow. This is another critical factor because this is going to tell you this number, the cash flow and the cash invested are going to tell you your cash on cash return. So this website on Invest for More, this BRRRR calculator factors in a 5% vacancy and 10% of rent for maintenance repair or CapEx, capital expenditures, basically. Any repair you're going to need to do throughout the process of owning the home. So you need to save for that ahead of time so you're not just left on the hook for a new roof for $20,000 5 years down the road. So anyways, it's factoring in 50% off of your monthly cash, your monthly rental income. So basically, all you'll do is you'll be figuring out the cash on cash return using these two criteria. So all you need to do to figure cash on cash return is take your monthly cash flow, 205, times it by 12 months, and that will give you 2,460. And you're going to be dividing that 2,460 by the cash that you have still tied up in the home. This is cash that you have to leave in the property. You can't take this and run and go to another property or another investment. So we divide the 2,460 by 52,500. It comes out to be a 4.7% cash on cash return. So that is not great. They say that a good average deal would be around 12% cash on cash return. So that should be your goal. That should be what you should strive for. So 10%, you might be comfortable with that. It's just a risk tolerance thing. So that means the less income you potentially have every month. So basically, this number here is what you will walk away with every month after expenses and accounting for vacancies. So, if $205 sounds like a good amount of money to you, then that's going to be your call. Personally, to me, this is a bad deal because we only have 4.5, 4.6 cash on cash return. Plus, I'm leaving a large amount of money invested in the property. And, at the end of the day, the whole BRRRR strategy is to buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. So in order to do that as quick as possible, you do not want to leave that much money sitting around in a property because now I'm going to have to go ahead and find money from other investments, private equity, save for another few years, borrow from mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, get the drill. But to me, this is not a good deal. I would not purchase this property. I might not even go look at it. The numbers could change a little bit based on what you think is, the subjective item. So if, let's say in the 2 months that you renovate the property, it goes up $25,000, so to $275,000. And let's say your cost of repairs was $10,000 instead of 20, which it might be. These are all subjective things. We're just looking at photos here. But the more you do it, the better you'll get at estimating renovation costs. So this is all going to stay the same, but just using those two criteria, we can even change the rent. So let's just say for some reason we made a fantastic looking property and we listed it for $1,700 and someone snapped it up. So, having said that, now if we come back down here, we have a little bit less cash flow because our AVR went up and we still borrowed 75% of that. So technically we borrowed more money out of the home. As you can see here, we're down to 23,750 cash invested. So that number looks better. But if we do the math, $175 times 12 months, that's $2,100. If we divide that by the 23,750, we will get a 8.8, almost 9% cash on cash return. So just adjusting those couple factors made this a lot more of an appealing deal. And that's, like I said, something you're going to have to judge when you want to look at properties, if you want to if it's even worth going to look at it, etc. So anyways, at the end of the day, I think the more you do it, the better you'll be at it. I just wanted to make this video, I guess, to help people out when it comes to understanding BRRRR and the values it can add to creating your portfolio. So
Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit subscribe, and I will see you on the next project.